Chiefs Kingdom has made it abundantly clear. A wide receiver is the biggest hole on this roster. But what if the Kansas City Chiefs don't address that need in round one? I got you. I will list 4 wide receivers in this draft class that can be an impact player going into next season if drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs. So with that, let's get the chit chat and let's have some fun. Time flies by. We are literally now less than 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. 2 weeks away from introducing new players into the kingdom. And if you ask Chiefs Kingdom, the biggest hole on this team is the wide receiver position. And I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to cause arguments about it because it is a hole. Now, is it the biggest? That's up for debate. And that may be up for debate with Brett Veach and Coach Andy Reid as well. And that's what this video is about. Because if Brett Veach decides to go in a different direction in round one, let's say cornerback, let's say offensive line, and not address the wide receiver position, will the Kansas City Chiefs still be safe in round two drafting another wide receiver? They've done it in back-to-back years now, when they had to trade up to get Rashee Rice, and then when they traded up to get Sky Moore. They can also do it again this year for the three-peat, trading up in the mid-round to get their own guy that they really want. So today, I will give you 4 players who I believe can have a Rashee Rice type of impact in their rookie season. And we'll be kicking this list off right now. And this list will not be in any particular order because honestly, I love all 4 of these guys. And if the Kansas City Chiefs were the draft any one of these players, I would be ecstatic. And honestly, we know how this draft class is. There's more than 4 guys that can go drafted for the Kansas City Chiefs in round 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This draft class is long, and the Chiefs can find a player that can be productive in this offense, whether it be 2, 3, or etc. But let's kick it off, and let's start with no other than wide receiver out of Western Kentucky, Malachi Corley. And honestly, he's very similar to me to Rashee Rice. Now, their games aren't identical, but why I put them in the same class is because both these dudes, they're the Yak King. And that's literally what Malachi Corley names himself, Yak God. And if you watch his tape, the first defender is not bringing him down, and shoot, the second defender isn't bringing him down as well. And that is very similar to Rashee Rice's game. And I think if you added those two on the same offense, it would be so much fun to watch. And I know, looming a potential Rashee Rice suspension, that may be detoured for the future. But if you add them in for a future preference in the long haul as well, the Chiefs would be a very, very different type of offense than what we have come accustomed to. Because when you think of the Kansas City Chiefs offense from years past, you think the Legion of Zoom with guys like Tyreek Hill, McCall Hardman, Sammy Watkins. This would be different. Andy Reid would have developed a whole new oil machine to where we're going to be yak killers. We're going to make these wide receivers be the playmakers and go after defense and just eat them up and wear them down. And that's something I would really love to see as well. Whether it's a Malachi Corley or anyone they draft, it's, hey, be aggressive. Bring that tenacity that the defense does. Hit someone in the mouth and let them know this is going to be a long 60 minutes of football. And I think that's what the Kansas City Chiefs are transitioning to on the offensive side of the ball. And if you could just imagine, once Rashee Rice's suspension is over, you got a Hollywood Brown, and then you bring in a guy like Malachi Corley or someone who I'm going to mention later on. I think the Kansas City Chiefs would be very set at the wide receiver position. And I also believe after the draft, the Kansas City Chiefs will be in position to sign a veteran free agent because they do need one. Because you can see it was really missing last year that they didn't have that experience. So I expect them to address that as well. But Malachi Corley in the mid-second round or even the pick 64, I think would be a great addition for this Kansas City Chiefs roster. Now let's talk about another wide receiver who I believe, I'm surprised actually, isn't getting enough love by the kingdom. And I haven't been seeing him be mocked to the Kansas City Chiefs in round 2 or at all. And it's wide receiver out of Florida, Ricky Parasol. And I know Well, I don't know actually, because I try to put my head together on why there's not much love coming out of Chiefs Kingdom for this dude. Dive in the comments, let me know what I'm missing out of this guy. There may be something flying over my head, but when I watch this dude play, he does everything well. He doesn't miss on anything. He's a good route runner. He's got speed to his game. He's not the fastest receiver in the bunch, but he can get by some dudes. He's got good, solid, strong hands, and he is not afraid to go on one-on-one and make some contested catches. And I know for the people who know Ricky Parasol, he probably had the catch of the year last year, or the catch of the decade. It was way better than what Odell Beckham could have ever done. This dude is an athlete, and it'd be fun to see the white boy come onto the Kansas City Chiefs roster and show out and ball out. I want to see Ricky Parasol get more love, but there may be something I'm missing. And if there is, like I said, jump in the comments down below. I don't know everything, so y'all could teach me a little bit of something as well. For my third guy on my list, we're going to North Carolina. And we're going to focus on Tez Walker. This dude is fun, he's dynamic, and he is a vertical threat. And the reason a lot of people love Drake May is because of this dude. This dude has bailed out Drake May so many times where Drake May can just loft a pass. And Tez Walker is going to be down there making a play, whether he's wide open, outrunning his defender, or he's up one-on-one, getting over a DB and making a play. This dude seems like he's got those special characteristics. He's a very raw young player, but man, if you give him a year under Coach Reed and going into year 2, he could be someone very, very fun to watch. And I think that's something Chiefs Kingdom also needs to take a step back to reality as well. So we're going to take a pause here. Because what we saw with Rashee Rice is very, very rare under the Andy Reid coaching tree, where a rookie comes in and produces like that. I would not anticipate it to happen again, but who knows? Maybe it can. Maybe we can strike gold twice. And Tez Walker may be that kind of guy. He's fun. And I think with him too, you could plug and fill him in the slot and he'll make plays. And I think that goes for any guy I've listed so far, whether it be Ricky Parasol, whether it be Malachi Corley or Tez Walker. These dudes are specifically starting in the slot. And I think that's why they would be a very, very good fit for the Kansas City Chiefs, because those are the type of wide receivers they look for. Is slot players, guys who can make a play after the catch, and a guy who could burn the DB. And I think that fits the category of Walker very, very well. I think he'd be a very fun, dynamic piece for Patrick Mahomes. Now, I know I said I was doing this in no particular order, and I may have lied just a little bit, because this next guy on my list, I have a man crush on. He is a physical, dominant wide receiver that Chiefs Kingdom has really hoped for. A guy who can just get up on a dude, make a one-on-one spectacular play. If you're in the red zone and you need a fade route, you can call this dude's number. And we're looking wide receiver out of Washington, Ja'Lynn Polk. And the funny thing is, and I'm not throwing shade at any wide receiver whatsoever, but when I watch the Washington Huskies offense, Ja'Lynn Polk stands out more to me than Rome Odunze. And again, Rome is a phenomenal wide receiver, but when you watch the plays Polk does, he looks like a Sunday type of wide receiver. He is ready for the NFL. And I don't know if this is the kind of guy that the Kansas City Chiefs are typically after, but man, I would sure as hell love it. Ja'Lynn Polk is that dude. He is that physical specimen where he will get up, make a play, and moss a guy. And that is the kind of guy Chiefs Kingdom has really, really hoped and wanted and dreamed about. That's what we still hope that we can get out of Justin Ross. That's what we hope when we get any wide receiver that's 6'2" and above. And this is why this is a pipe dream for me. But man, if somehow, some way, the card is ran up in the second round and it is Ja'Lynn Polk, I will lose my mind. I will go berserk. I will go chaotic, because I feel like that may be your new wide receiver number 1. And I'm not discrediting Rashee Rice. I'm really not. I love Rashee Rice. I love everything he's about. But I feel like Ja'Lynn Polk has got that skill set and got that talent. And let's zone in on that too. With everything, again, I'm going to keep saying it because I'm going to have to keep reminding myself. But when Rashee Rice is done with his suspension and everything is cleared, good to go, I think the 2 skill sets, actually 3 altogether if you include Hollywood Brown, but if you put Hollywood Brown, your speed demon, the guy who's gonna blow the top off of everyone. Then you put Rashee Rice, the yak killer, the guy who's gonna make plays after the catch and go berserk. And then you got a guy like Jalen Poku. Man, just toss it up to him. Let him make a play. Let him do what he does best. You basically covered the three main traits that you want in a wide receiver and three different guys. And that would be so unstoppable. And that would make the Kansas City Chiefs offense go to that next level. I need to calm down a little bit. But with that, Chiefs Kingdom, that is my 4 wide receivers that I believe that the Kansas City Chiefs don't address that in round 1. Trust me, this draft class is huge. They will have the opportunity in round 2, which it seems like Brett Veach loves drafting wide receivers in round 2. So it could be likely. And they can find another star. They can find another playmaker. With that, I'm going to cut this video off. Chiefs Kingdom, the Discord. Why did I call it Discord? I'm acting like I'm a live chat kind of person. But we will be going live for draft day. So stay tuned for that. I will have more on that coming Monday, mock draft Monday tomorrow. So stay tuned. But the Patreon, if you want to become a member to this channel, the link will be down below. Also, I will have an announcement on tomorrow's video as well. That will kind of, I don't know how to say it, but it's nothing too crazy like that. So yeah, I'm kind of hyping it up more than what it is, but it'll be a kind of advantage for the Patreon members, but you'll learn more in tomorrow's video as well. And if you don't want to become a Patreon member, that's perfectly fine. But if you do like my content, hey, hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. And if you don't want to do that, hey, I understand. It is what it is. But if you enjoyed this video, just hit that like. It goes a long way for this channel. It helps push it out to Chiefs Kingdom, and I really do appreciate it. With that, I'm checking out. Y'all take care. Peace.